Okay, I think we're live. Yay! Okay, so we're here with Brenna Heater. We're so excited
about this one.
We warned you that we will try really hard not to fangirl because we both have known of you for a long time, and so we're so happy to have you on and chat with you today.
I know.
You guys, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited.
Okay, so we're going to start with our top three.
Yes.
I'm going to do mine. So my first one is Dirty Labs. I'm bougie. Like I can't help myself. But a laundry detergent.
Okay.
That I started using. It's been a minute now. It's called Dirty Labs, and it's a detergent you can buy. I think it's kind of on the cleaner side as far as ingredients, but I love the scent of it so much. I can't stop using it. So this is like our clothing detergent. I use it for everybody. This is not like only mine. Everybody gets this detergent. It's probably way more expensive than anything it should be, but I love it so much. So that's...
What does it smell like? Like, what's this?
I think it says it's like a magnolia, something like that.
Oh, okay, so floral.
Kind of floral.
Okay.
Yeah, but not too strong.
Do you feel like it cleans really well?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's a high, it's one of those where it's concentrated, where you only use a little
like
bit.
a little cap full.
Yeah. Okay, so my other one, I'm wearing it today actually. It's y'all may know about this, Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink.
Oh, this is what you put on this one?
Yes, this is what I put on.
amazing.
Have you ever heard of
So
this?
good.
Thank you. It stays, like you put it on
Yes.
and it doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just learned of this. I'm sure people have known about this for a long time and I missed it. But I had to say the whole thing. This one is Pathfinder. I think it's our brand color.
It is our brand color. It is pink.
Anyway.
Well, you don't have green on. That would be quite wild if they had a green version.
They might have a green.
I know.
Okay, my last one is, do you have kids that are playing sports, Brenna?
Yeah, we just finished soccer, but yes.
Okay, soccer. So my kids play baseball, softball in the spring, and I don't know about you, but like we cannot get white pants to stay white.
No.
And so a few years ago, somebody told me their secret, and it is called Out White Bright. It's a detergent you can buy. So here we go, all the people that love to do their laundry.
Yeah.
It is not a bleach. It's a bleach alternative. But I'm telling you, if you are a baseball, softball family where you have like the red clay
Yes.
and you cannot get them off.
No. Well, it's like, what's the point of buying?
I know, it's terrible. You
So
can
you get-
soak this.
And it gets it out?
Oh, yeah.
The red clay.
Yes. Really, really, really well.
Great.
But do not use it on anything that is not white.
Okay.
It will not be whatever the color was before, but white is awesome. So anyway,
Fun. I love those.
those are my little top 3 tips. All right, Brenna, we want to hear yours.
Okay. Well, two of mine are beauty products because in college I worked at Ulta. Like I'm a former pageant girl. I love beauty products. So the first one that I just started using, and I got it at my local Costco, is Makeup Erasers Balm, and it's like a nice thin balm that you like. It like just melts off all my makeup at the end of the night and washes off super easy. I have dry skin, so it's kind of moisturizing too. But it's also, I've heard that it works well for oily skin, so love that.
And that's from Costco?
I got it at Costco. I think you can get it Ulta, Sephora,
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
Okay.
Makeup
I love the
erasers.
Costco one. That's why I'm always asking.
Yeah, and the Costco one that I got also came with like those little fuzzy wrist things.
Oh, yeah.
Fuzzy
Yeah.
headband
Okay.
to just make it more spa-like. Love
I
that.
love it.
And then the second one is, I get it on Amazon too, but it's like a Korean collagen deep mask. So it goes on white. I'm sure you guys have seen these. They're probably viral, but it goes on, like you put it on white. It's in 2 pieces. And then you sleep in it. Like you can keep it on for up to.
I don't know if I like this is where this is going.
You sleep in
You
it?
can sleep in it, and it like somehow it like suctions to your face.
I was gonna say,
And I'm a side sleeper, and it stays put. I'm not even kidding. But when you wake up in the morning, it's clear. Like it soaks in.
Oh,
It's
I
clear.
thought you were gonna say like was black or something, like it was pulling impurities out of your face. I was like, I do not like this.
No. It's just like a collagen, so it soaks into your skin it and you wake up, like I'm over 40, so like I need hydration in my skin.
And your skin looks amazing.
And thank you. And I use it just once a week. You get like a 4-pack in the box for about $20. Like
I'm buying this.
They're amazing.
Sounds
And then the third one I just got this week is an ergonomic mouse. My hand has been hurting lately. You guys, look, I know it, like for those people listening, it's so weird looking where instead of my hand being on top of the mouse, it's like to the side.
And it feels better.
It's so nice. Yes. So I got this on Amazon.
Editing?
What's that?
Editing, is it good for editing? Like when you're editing?
Because I do so many little fine tuning things that my wrist has just been hurting lately, and my husband's like, okay, time to get a good mouse.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's incredible.
And it's just Bluetooth. It's battery operated. It's Bluetooth, so I can
a little bit of a learning curve with it?
a little bit, but I caught on really quickly.
Okay,
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks intense, but it looks like it would help with, especially like whenever you're constantly like this all the time. Also with your camera, right? Like I don't know how we don't have carpals on it. Like our hands, like whenever you really think about like how we're holding our hands at all times in our jobs,
And then on your phone, like scrolling,
we are like constantly like when we're 80, our hands are just gonna look like this, and it's just gonna get stuck, you know. And you're like, oh my gosh, like what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh well, can you not tell? I was a photographer.
Oh my goodness. Okay, thank you for bringing those. Those are awesome. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna get into the show.
So excited about this.
Brenna, why don't you give us just like a little rundown of who you are, what you do, and all that?
Awesome. Well, yes, I'm Brenna Heater. I run Brenna Heater Photography. I started my business in 2013. I live in the Phoenix, Arizona area, where it is nice and toasty warm most of the year. And I started as a shoot and burn photographer just because that's what I always thought that photographers did. And I felt like sales was icky and it was just too expensive for clients. They're never going to pay that much. But about 2 years ago, I had a moment at a photographer conference where I was already in my mind, in that luxury price point, offering a client closet, offering beautiful images. And a photographer said to me, like, oh my gosh, you're only charging this number. Like, you need to double your prices.
Wow.
Just based on the quality of my work and the service that she knew that I provided for my clients. So I really started just thinking about becoming more full service, switching from that shoot and burn model, and I went all in, and it has paid off big time. In between 2023 and 2024, I made the same income, but I worked with half as many clients.
Wow.
So I was able to cut my workload in half and make more per client, essentially making the same income. And in 2025, I've even made more income per client than the previous year.
Wow.
So today I'm going to share with you guys and with your listeners 6 really easy, simple steps to start incorporating products into your client services.
I love this.
We're so excited about this.
I know.
One too. Oh my
Do you guys
God.
offer products at all yet?
Yeah, so actually this is really timely because tomorrow I have my first presentation where I offered kind of like an upcharge of a presentation model. And I kind of did it a little bit last year where I just put it on there and I kind of just offered it. Nobody took me up on it, and actually 2 people have taken me up on it this spring, and I'm like so excited about it where I'm gonna go in person. And so here we are. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
That's so great.
That's awesome. What about you, Paige? No, Lauren, sorry.
No, I'm actually, no, the only thing I do is like they have the option to buy online, but I don't offer it as a package. So the one thing I do give, I say I gift to them, but it's included in their newborn package is an 8x10 print. But outside of that, I don't have like additional print options. So this is where I'm like, I know whenever we found out we were coming on, I was like, okay, let me hear all the things to see how, if that's the move that I need to make too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I want to preface it by saying too, you can definitely be profitable as a shoot and burn / all-inclusive photographer.
Yeah.
That's totally possible. but you're also limiting yourself as far as your income goes, because most of those clients are really only looking for the digital images, and it's harder to charge a premium price for digitals at like 12 to 1500, for example, when somebody down the street might have just as beautiful work who's charging half the cost. So we really have to, and this goes into my first step, which is having that mind shift. No.
Yeah. Mindset shift.
Mindset shift.
Yeah. Yes.
No, my brain is not working this morning. Shifting your mindset to, yes, you can just get the digitals as a full service portrait client, but the value is in those products. And what I do is the more you spend in product, the less expensive your digital files are going to be. So it incentivizes those clients to spend more in those products, but that they really want them. So that's step one, is shifting your mindset to be not just a photographer, but now we're a service provider for our clients. We're not just selling the digital pictures, but you're offering a more personalized service that's customized and curated for what the client wants.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
Yeah. Okay, step two is to create a really, really simple and cohesive product line. So we don't want to overwhelm our clients. We want to choose like 3 to 5 staple signature pieces that your clients will enjoy. I always say go for albums, because the markup on albums is going to be better as far as frames. The framer that I use is fabulous, but they're already pricey from my end, so I can't really mark them up 3 to 4x like you normally would for an album. And albums, I feel like, are an easier sale because they're simple, they don't take up room, whereas a portrait on the wall, those are beautiful for some clients, and I have some that really love those. However, you can't switch the photo out, at a later time. They're built in the frame, and so clients move, clients renovate. An album is just a typically easier sale. So really start simple with offering albums, framed art for sure, and maybe a matted print box. Those are beautiful. None of my clients have gone for those, so it's something that I might even just remove from my offering, but it is a great sale for those who might not want to spend a couple $1,000 on an album, but they want printed artwork.
Yeah.
So matted print box is the beautiful custom box.
I know I have several, actually, some of my clients, every once in a while, I'll go into their homes and I'll see those print boxes. I'm like, interesting, like maybe you would buy that from me, or, from another photographer that they used in the past. I'm like,
That is actually something I suggested to this client that I'm meeting with tomorrow, because she was walking around her house, when I was there during the session. She's like, well, I already have this wall filled and I already have this wall filled, and she wants to put the art in her, the new pictures in her home. She's like, I don't know where to put it. And I'm like, honestly, something that you can display would be a really great option, where you have the pictures, they're available to you, you can flip through them, but then it also looks really pretty too. So we'll see, but I
love that idea. And the box, they're so beautiful because they can be custom. You can choose a beautiful design on the front with the family's name or the family's initial, and it's a wow piece that can look really, really great on a coffee table. So when people come over, you can flip through the prints in the box or an heirloom album.
I love that.
All right, so step 3 is pricing. So you're really going to need to do research and dive into pricing so that you price for profit and confidence. That's number 3. So running your cost of doing business, and doing it relatively often too, because your costs are going to change as the economy changes. If you haven't run your cost of doing business in the last year or two, you're definitely going to want to do that. And just make sure that you are on track with what you need to make to be profitable. But not only being profitable, but presenting your pricing with confidence. So that means not apologizing for being higher priced, and really showing the value of that higher price to those clients. Because when you just look, people message on Instagram sometimes and they're like, how much is it? And I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. But I can't just give a price, because when somebody has a price, and you don't know what backs up that price,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything, you know. So
Right.
my $1,600 price next to somebody else's $400 price is going to be like, yeah, no way.
Yeah.
But when you visit the website and I am able to explain my process and I can show, cool, well, this is actually going to include wardrobe for you and your children, and I will style you, and I will bring the wardrobe for you. I will steam it for you. All you have to do is show up. I will coordinate your hair and makeup artist. I will send her to your home. You don't have to go anywhere. She's going to get you all ready. And it's like, oh, okay, so the value of that four-figure price starts to make more sense to the client.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm positioning it in a way that's a benefit to the client too.
Yes.
Most of my clients are working moms. They're from a 2-income household. They're super busy. They don't have time to piece things together for themselves.
Right.
They want things done for them. And that's where we come in as full service photographers. It's not just the show up and smile, let me take your picture and send you an online digital gallery and let you fend for yourself. It's let me walk you through this the entire step of the way. We'll do a planning appointment together. We'll pick the perfect location. We'll pick the perfect timeline that works with your schedule. And then I'll create beautiful artwork that you can enjoy the way that these photographs were meant to be enjoyed.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's so beautiful.
And it's fun.
I actually, one of the things that I do for my clients at the end of the year is I send a thank you note, and I actually send them a print as a thank you. And I have clients that, I talk to later and they're like, the only picture that I have printed in my house is the one that you mailed to me. And I'm like, it kind of breaks my heart a little bit. And I'm like, on one hand, thankful that they are using it because that's why I sent it. But also I'm like, oh gosh, I wish that you were actually framing the picture. Yeah. So, I get it. It makes sense to use the pictures and have them on display,
Yes.
Everybody wants their pictures printed, but whether it's overwhelm or lack of time, confusion, not knowing what to do with them. And I say when clients are overwhelmed with their choices, and not only with the product choices, but too many images too, they just don't do anything with them and they sit there. So side note, for full service photographers, I always recommend culling down the number of images that you deliver to your client and looking at that as a service to them, because when they have 100+ images to sift through, they don't know the difference. They like them, but they don't really look at each individual image with that heartfelt, I'm going to fall in love with this photo. So that's another side tip is full service photographers really tend to spend the time on the back end with culling down to 40, 50, 60 images, and that's still a lot, right?
Yeah.
And that way, when you're editing too, it's a lot less time to edit.
I love that.
Now, do you go in and also frame or choose where they're going to hang all of these frames, or create the gallery for them? All of that. Is that in a specific package, or is that another level, or how does that work?
Great question. So I'm more of an a la carte photographer. So the client pays a session fee to reserve a session with me. And then after the session, we meet over Zoom for their ordering appointment. And photographers, you can do this via Zoom like I do. You could do it in person at the client's home. You could do it in a home office, in a studio, in a public meeting place. You can do these ordering appointments anywhere. I just like to do them from home because I'm a homebody and I just like to stay at home, and it works best for my clients too. So anyway, to get back to your question, clients can then choose what they want after their session. So they get to see the images in a slideshow first, and then it's hey, how do you want to use these? Do we want to do an album? Do we want to do a frame? Is there a particular photo that just grabbed your heart and you need to see that photo on your walls every single day? Let's talk about it. Let's go through our options. And they get full pricing from the beginning, but that ordering appointment is the great opportunity for them to have me and my undivided attention for an hour or so to ask questions and then just design what they want. It's all about them at this point. And some of my clients just still walk away with the digital images, and that's totally fine, but they're priced profitably where I know I'm still going to make a profit when somebody doesn't purchase artwork.
Got it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
but and then Lauren, to answer your question too, yes. Well, clients can send me photos of areas in their home where they might want to see artwork, and then I use a software program called Swift Galleries, and I can create mock-ups of frames with their images from their session, with photos from their actual home, and they're all scaled to size, so that way the client knows what it's going to
What
look
it's
like.
exactly going to look like.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I know, it's so cool.
It's so fun.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Is that like a new, like a little AI technology, right? We always talk about how AI has like kind of helped photographers, especially within the last couple years. And like even in like what you were saying, like even in in-person sales, like it has kind of changed the game in the fact that you don't have to necessarily like take that picture, Photoshop it yourself, you know what I mean? And then you can show it like what it looks like. So AI has come such a long way.
It's so nice. Yeah, there's Swift Galleries, and there's a couple different other like in-person sales for software services. Like Fundy is also a great one, and ProSelect. These are other ones that photographers use, but they all are great because they integrate with different framer companies, different frame vendors. So that way, when I log in, the frame options from my particular frame vendor are already loaded into Swift Galleries. And so if a client selects a certain frame, I can actually put that into the mock-up, and she can see what this particular frame is going to look like in her home.
That's so nice.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so continue. Sorry.
So we got to step 3. Step 4 is huge. So this is to make sure that you're talking about products from the very first client inquiry all the way to the ordering appointment, and every single step in between. If clients just see artwork or product offerings here and there, they're not really going to click in their brain that this is what you do. So products need to be all over your social media and all over your website, so that way when a client or potential client lands on those places, she already knows, cool, this is what Paige does. This is just part of the process.
Yeah.
So then when she goes to complete that contact form, you have a question in there that says something like, what products are you interested in? Where in your home do you want to enjoy your artwork? So it's triggering the thinking of the products from the very first inquiry. And then when you do like a consultation call or an initial email, you can talk more about the product. When you do your planning appointment, you can talk more about the product. What kind of products are you interested in? What do you envision? Where do we want to put these in your home? When it comes to the session day, you're snapping. Oh my gosh, this is totally a framer. I love this photo so much. Take a look at the back of my camera. If you're a digital photographer, look at how amazing this picture is. Can you just picture it right now? It's not from a sleazy way. It's, I want my clients to enjoy their printed products. I want them to get them in their hands because this is how they were meant to be enjoyed. 100 years ago, digital photographs were not a thing, you know, and the only memories that we have of our family history are those printed photographs, and they were so expensive back then, right? They were valuable, and people a long time ago saw the value of those printed products. So I feel like we need to get back to that.
Yeah.
Especially
step
like
4 is integrate throughout the entire client process.
I love that.
Especially like whenever you hire like an artist, right? If you were to paint a picture, you would pay some money for that original piece. And so, you know, making us as photographers to be like, we are also the artist and creating that individual, unique piece for you. So not to discount your work, right? To say the value of your work as a photographer is so important. Yeah.
Well, and I love what you said about just incorporating it everywhere. I mean, that's one of the things we've talked about recently in marketing, and we're about to do a webinar on marketing, and that's one of the things we've like talked about is just showing up and so that makes total sense that if this is a product you're going to offer and that you want to have as a selling and then that needs to be present, not just like something at the end that you're like, oh, by the way, here you go. Well, why would that doesn't make sense. So
a client will never buy something that they're not already prepared to buy. So if you go throughout the entire, 10-step client experience and then you get to the ordering appointment, excuse me, and then you ask, okay, cool, so what products do you want? And they're gonna be like, I'm sorry, what? You offer products? And they have no idea.
Right.
And we want them to get to that ordering appointment and have a good idea as to what they want, because they've already seen examples of what you offer. And it's just part of the process. It's why they hired you, right? I want the client to say, I picked Brenna because of her products. Like, I want her to do this for me. And that's why we picked her. So at the end of that ordering process, it's just what they're going to get.
That's part of it. I love that.
I don't want to like discount the digital files too, because, or not discount them because they are discounted if they spend a certain amount of product with me. Discount them as far as shoot and burn photographers, who are charging under $500, and digital files have their value too, because when clients have those, they can then print their products and create the artwork that they want. So digital files are very valuable because then the client can go and do whatever they want with them. So giving, 100 plus digital files for only a few $100s is really selling ourselves short.
Yes. And please don't take it to Walgreens.
Preach, girl, yes.
Okay, we'll let you go on to the next one.
Yes, please don't take it to Walgreens or CVS.
CVS. Don't print at Consumer Labs. Okay, so step 5 is don't just show it, or don't just talk about the products, but show them too. So show, don't just tell. So having samples is key. You've got to be able to get those product samples into your client's hands so they can actually see what they look like in person and feel them. So I have a whole stack. Oh, they just hit me in the face. A whole stack of samples right next to me because I just had an ordering appointment yesterday, and so I show some of these samples over Zoom, yes, but I will also bring them with me to the session if that's the only time that I see the client in person. And it's super awkward, especially during newborn sessions, because baby's done with the session, he's crying, but here, Mom, let me show you an album. Isn't it beautiful? So I try to do it in the least annoying way possible. Or, when I'm getting individual photos of the baby at the end of the session and he's still sleeping, I'm like, hey, Mom, go look at those album samples that I brought. Flip through them. Just let me know what you think if you have questions. I like to bring the fabric swatches with me to the session too, because I only have samples in a certain number of colors, but I want them to see these are all of your options. And you can choose linen or velvet. You can put a beautiful custom design on the front. We could do gold embossing or silver, by getting those products into your client's hands, or even frame samples or full frame samples. Clients need to be able to see themselves in the artwork, and they're really going to fall in love with it. And then they're also going to see the quality of it and how they could never make something like this on their own. It's just not possible for a consumer to get this quality product on their own.
Yeah, I love that. Cool.
Yay! Okay, and then the last one, and almost the most important one, is just be patient, because when you make these big changes and you double or triple your prices, it's going to take a long time for clients to get the picture that, okay, this is what you do now. So you're going to get a lot of no's in the beginning, but don't give up. When I first started into the full service realm, I think I did 10 discovery calls early 2024. I got every single one of them was a no. And it was so disheartening because I spent so much time on these calls, 30 minutes on calls with 10 different clients, and every single one of them said no. But you know what? I ran my numbers. I knew what I had to charge to be profitable. But most importantly, I was so passionate about offering products and really wanting to make this change for me that I stuck with it. And I'm so glad I did, because now I want to say my average sale is over $2,000 per session, not just per client. But and most of my clients are collective members, so that means they do up to 4 sessions with me within about a 15-month time frame. So I know they're coming back every few months for more pictures, but also more product. Or a lot of my clients who are collective members too, we're going through the process of creating like one big babies album at the end of the year. So that's going to be a 3,000 plus album with all these pictures in it, you know. So, but it's just by listening to your clients, serving them really well, but just be patient, because it can take a year or so for sales to really start happening, for clients to really understand this is what you do now. So don't give up. Don't discount your prices once you've run your cost of doing business. If people aren't coming in the door, I always say add more value, and like maybe offer a free print like you do, Lauren, or a free matted print, or give them value, or say, hey, if you order an album with 20 images, I'll give you 5 extra images in your album for free, because I charge my albums per image. So that way they're not limited. It's just I create the album design based on how many images are in there, and then that will reflect how many pages or spreads that the album will need. I don't charge per spread, because clients will then like try to shove as many images onto a page as possible, and then it just starts getting cluttered. So you have a lot of options when it comes to starting to offer product. And again, if they're not coming in the door, you're not getting those bookings within the first few months, offer more value. Say, hey, if you book a session for this month, you'll get 3 matted prints with the value of $500. You know, it's only going to cost you $150 for those prints, but you're going to have a lot more value offered to the client.
Yes, I love that. I just want to like go back on a couple of things that you said. Like briefly, I know this probably could be a long conversation, but will you just tell us a little bit about what you said about the closet? And like how you created, I mean, you, again, I'm sure you could talk about this for a long time, but just kind of like what you offer, and also like how you created it, because I think this is awesome.
Oh, great question. So I started my client closet in 2019. And this was when, I want to say my pricing was probably like $400, $500, $600-ish, like not luxury range by any means. But I was noticing a lot of my clients were coming to the session in clothing that I didn't really want them to wear. And I just decided to start buying dresses in my style. And again, when anything new pops up into your business, into your process, it's going to take a while for it to snowball. So in the beginning, a lot of my clients did not want to wear my dresses, and that was fine. But now, 6 years later, I like never have a client who doesn't want to wear one of my dresses. That was a double negative. So let me rephrase that. Like 99% of my clients will wear my dresses, and they love this service. And a lot of my clients at this point, they are just so trusting. That's what I love about the luxury price point client, is they, like I said, they're too busy to figure it all out on their own. They don't even oftentimes want to fill out a styling questionnaire that I send them. They're like, this is my size, and just pick something for me. Great. I love doing that. And they trust me. And I always bring about 5 options with me to a session. A couple years ago, I also started incorporating kids clothing, and that is huge. I don't do dads. Dads are usually super easy. Like, you need a pants and a shirt, not a pillow. Dads usually have what we need in their closet. So for kids, and this is what I just told a student that I was coaching with yesterday, a photography student who's like wanting to start doing more of the client closet, I said, don't go and stock up on a ton of kids' clothes if you don't know you're going to need them. I love saving money and shopping at my local kids consignment store. And so in the beginning, I would go to this consignment store, just grab outfits for the next couple sessions that I had for baby girl, toddler boy, whatever we needed, and then hung on to those. So I'm not getting too much stuff all at one time. You know, I might go in the spring and the fall and get different styles of clothing for kiddos. But I just store everything here at my home office, and it's a lot. So if you don't have the storage space for that, and you don't even want to worry about kids, you don't have to worry about kids. But for moms, I really would recommend investing in staple pieces that are going to flatter pregnant moms. Like the dress I'm wearing right now, it's super stretchy. It's from Nothing Fits But. I know that's a super popular brand of dresses. I love their dresses. They're so classy. And you're going to want to get things that are going to fit pregnant moms, postpartum moms. They're going to be nice and flowy. I very rarely have anything in my client closet with zippers. Everything is super stretchy. And I would rather get, 10 higher end dresses than 20 cheap dresses, because when you're in that luxury price point, clients don't want a cheap dress. They want a dress that looks quality.
Well, and I love what you said too, just about, I mean, it kind of created your brand too. Like you said, I didn't really like some of the things that people were wearing to the session. Like, I love that that is just part of it. Like, it's just part of your brand. It's part of your look. I just think that's really cool. I think that's a great concept. And I love that people are doing it too. That's cool.
Yeah. A client closet is a huge game changer for sure. And it's not necessary, of course, but it definitely is. It's easier to charge a higher price point when you offer that service.
Yeah, when you're having all of that incorporated. Yeah.
Because it's more hands off for the client. We want it to be as stress free as possible. So as much of the process of getting ready for a photo session that you can take off of your client's plate and take care of yourself, the better. The more that higher priced session is going to be valuable.
I love that. Okay. Is there anything else? Any other questions you have? Gosh. I know, I feel like I could ask you questions all day. There were so many things when you were talking. I was like, oh my gosh, we could talk to you all day, Brenna.
And I love sharing about this too. Another thing that I want to say is, don't be discouraged if your current clients don't stick with you at your higher prices. It will happen. Every now and then, a client will stick with you because they see the value of it and they're willing to invest. But it's just part of doing business, right? Like when Mercedes increases their prices, then, they don't get hurt or mad when the previous buyer can't buy another Mercedes 30 years later. Right. It just happens. So as your business grows, as your services grow, your client will change. And you are not always your ideal client. I think that's a big thing to remember, is like, if you would never spend $3,000 on an album, that's okay. Somebody out there will.
That's so good, Brenna.
And that's who your client is. Yeah.
Right. Or you don't have to be.
You don't have to be your ideal client.
Because I say that a lot. I feel like when I did my branding, they were like, well, who's your ideal client? I'm like, well, me. Like, someone like me. But honestly, it's like someone who's like 10 years younger than me now. But, I mean, it's truly, it's changed now. I do think the other thing, I mean, if you don't mind sharing one more thing, I loved what you were talking about the collective that you offer. Do you mind just touching on that like a little bit about what that is?
Absolutely. So clients have the option of doing a single session with me or the collective membership. And most of my clients do the collective when they're expecting, because it includes up to 4 sessions in a 15-month time frame. So my collective creative fee is $850, and that includes just the sessions, not any of the products or digital files. Okay. So the single session creative fee is $350.
Okay.
So you can do that one time for one session, but most of my clients do the collective because they're saving on that creative fee from the front end. And then after the session, we meet, and then that's when they purchase product and digital files after each session. So my collective includes a lot of goodies that just makes it make sense. Whereas honestly, even if a client only did one session, but they did that collective from the beginning, it would still make sense for them because they get a complimentary session film. So I do video as well. And they get a session film from the session of their choice when they're a collective member, a welcome box of goodies, a set of 25 complimentary birth announcements or holiday cards. There's just a lot of goodies that go along with that collective option, and it's a one-time fee, so they pay $850 right at the beginning, and then their 15 months starts at the date of their first session. So let's say they book really, really early for a maternity session, the 15 months doesn't start on the day of the signing contract. It starts the day of the first session. So the 15 months after that, which typically is about the baby's first birthday. So they get 4 sessions in 15 months.
So you find that that's mostly maternity / newborn clients kind of starting out. Yeah, I love that.
That's I do have one client who started the collective at her daughter's first birthday, but she was also I also did maternity and newborn for her baby. And because I wasn't offering the collective back then, it was just a maternity and newborn package.
Got it.
So when I switched up my pricing to the full service IPS, the collectives made sense for her because she wanted to do spring family photos, fall family photos, first birthday photos for her baby. So I'm actually doing their spring photos tomorrow.
I love that. Okay, well, I mean, honestly, I adore you. I think you're so wonderful. I know that when this airs, you're going to be launching something or opening up one of your products. So tell us about that so we can plug that for you.
Oh, sure. So I have a program. It's an online membership called The Haven, and it is for motherhood portrait photographers. And inside the membership, we have a ton of business masterclasses, including real ordering appointments with clients, planning appointments with clients, tons of business lessons as far as SEO, blogging, contact form strategy, like anything you could think of most likely is already in the membership in a lesson. And then I also share a ton of behind the scenes sessions. So if you are a visual learner who you like to see how other people shoot sessions, the membership started in April 2021. So there's about 4 years worth of content in there.
Awesome.
And I revamped the membership pretty recently. So now, in addition to the business lessons and the masterclass, I also do a monthly member audit. So members can submit a pricing guide, an online gallery. I'll edit a few images. So I'll do that every single month as well to give real deep feedback to different member each month. We do a monthly coaching call each month. So anyway, yes, that is launching this week. So you're welcome. You can go to brennaheater.com/haven and learn more about it, or shoot me an email or a message on Instagram, and I'm happy to answer questions. It's a nice, and I like that it's a small community. It's not huge. I don't do Facebook advertising. Long story, my Facebook got hacked over a year ago, and now I'm just and they got into my ads account, and now I'm just totally burned from running any kind of Facebook ads. So I don't do that. I probably should, but that keeps our community nice and small and quaint and just very community oriented.
I love that.
That's incredible.
That's so cool.
It's super fun. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Brenna. This has been so awesome. We just thank you for being here and talking to us.
We love you.
Anytime. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was awesome.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. We'll talk to you soon then.
Awesome. See ya.
Bye.